the Inhumans, the Ancient One, and even some Naruto. We got it all for you right here for that is Shinobiden. Come on. What's up, everybody? This is your boy Valentine coming at you with FanatiiQ Weekly Hot 3. This week we had a lot of going on. Actually, it was more than 3 things coming on, but I just try to go what was the 3 most hottest things that I was digging on this week and bringing it to you. This week it was a lot of things. It's a lot of anime news, but the things that I was just still the Naruto movie is still banging in Japan right now. It's actually called Naruto. It's actually called The Last Naruto Movie because this is really the last Naruto movie. Everybody know right now who actually follows anime, and if you don't follow anime, you've been hearing about Naruto. People know the name Naruto, maybe not know even what it's connected to. It's a long-running anime that's been going forever. It's something I've been watching, I think, since 1999. You know, started with the original series was called Naruto, and then that went for like 200 episodes, 220, something like that. After that ended, it jumped to time jumped. You know, didn't time jump, but they aged them 5 years, and then now it jumped up to Naruto Shippuden. That's now, you know, we're actually in the 300 episode. We're past the 300 episode. But over the years, they've been doing Naruto movies, you know, and I think this is the 10th movie. And this 10th movie is supposed to be the last Naruto movie, and that's why it's called The Last. I think it opened up in Japan, opening screens was like 515 million yen, which is a lot of money. By American standards, it's not a lot. You know, that's something like $4 or $5 million. But for a small island nation, you know, that's some big numbers. You know, for an anime movie. You know what I mean? So it's been doing real good. And Toho Pictures that actually distributes the movie in the theater said that they feel that this movie is probably going to get up to like 2 billion yen. 2 billion yen is something like $18 million. You know, so I'm real excited to see this and get over to the States. It's going to be a while, so everybody who's not fluent in Japanese or who don't live over in Japan right now, we got to wait for it to come, you know, to the rest of the world. It usually takes, you know, at least a year for it to, even if it's going to come open in theaters. I don't think it's going to open in theaters, but you know, you got to wait on fan subs, and if you're going to do it legally, you got to wait until it gets distributed by Blu-ray. So it's going to be a minute for y'all, you know, to see this movie. What I've been doing is that I've been just going back to all of the older Naruto movies and I've been going through them all and just trying to revisit, you know, why I really love this series from beginning to end. Because it's been some really good, you know, really good anime movies that been going along with this series. So if y'all get a chance to get up to Japan, check out the last Naruto movie because it's really blowing up right now, and I really can't wait to see it. Now with the bomb news, we have a Benedict Cumberbatch. It's going to be my boy Stephen Strange. That's Doctor Strange in the Marvel Universe cinematic coming up. Everybody been talking about who's going to play the Ancient One. The Ancient One is like his sensei. The Ancient One is when Doctor Strange, he's a doctor at first, but when I'm gonna give you a little backstory super quick. When he has an accident with his hands and he goes on a search for himself, he goes on his walkabout. And during this walkabout, you know, he makes it up to, you know, to the Himalayas. And this is when he meets the Ancient One. Now, the Ancient One, before Doctor Strange himself becomes the Sorcerer Supreme, the Ancient One was the Sorcerer Supreme. And now he's kind of like, he guides, you know, the mystical of the Marvel Universe who try to figure out who is going to be his successor. And that's what he sees in Stephen Strange. So the powers that be over at Marvel right now are trying to figure out what actor that can be the Ancient One. And I've always been a fan of the fictional Ancient One. Who knows fictional? It could be a real Ancient One out there. I know my old ass is gonna be Ancient One. But they're trying to find out, you know, who's gonna be the perfect, you know, fit for this, because I mean, he's supposed to be this, you know, he became the Sorcerer Supreme, you know, he was born 500 years ago in Khmer, Tibet. You know, but you know, so who can play a guy who's been walking around for 500 years, you know, throwing around the mystic arts around, you know? And I think that right now they was thinking about Morgan Freeman, you know, and I was, you know, I could feel it, you know. Hey, Morgan Freeman played God in Evan Almighty. You know, he played Lucius Fox in the Batman series and movies. I love his range. I mean, hey, anybody who can step in and play God, you know, he can play the Ancient One, you know. And I think he's a great actor. You know what I mean? Another guy is what's his name? Bill Nye. I like Bill Nye. I like Bill Nye and everything he's done. I think he's a real versatile, you know, British actor. And you know what people are doing right now. Anytime they're trying to get somebody that has any kind of mystical powers or something, you can have like a little flavor to them. You know, they're going to go an Australian or somebody British. And I like Bill Nye. I even liked him in Love Actually. Yes, I saw Love Actually. I thought it was a good movie. Let's see what else he did. He played Victor in the Underworld series, you know, the werewolf movies. He played what else did he do? He was Nerbius. Oh, how do you pronounce that name? Nerbius in the I, Frankenstein. Horrible movie. It's, you know what? It's not like it's a I, Frankenstein. It's like it's butt ugly, nasty, horrible. But it's pretty bad. But it's a cool movie just to watch. Hey man, you smoke it out or whatever. You kicking back at home on the weekend. You know, you just want to pop a cool movie in. You know, just to watch and forget about it and not think it's a movie that you can pop it in when it's over. You're like, okay, I'm done with it. But I like Bill Nye as an actor, and I think that, you know, he'll be cool for the Ancient One. That's kind of a curveball for me. I think what they probably going to is his name is Kim Watanabe. He's been in everything. You know, he played Ra's al Ghul and in the Batman series. He even voiced it in the Batman Begins video game. He was in Inception. He was in The Last Samurai. I mean, he been in everything. Look up Kim Watanabe and you're like, oh yeah, I know him. You may not recognize his name, but as soon as you see his face, you probably just pop off like a dozen movies he's been in. And for me, I think he will be the perfect Ancient One. That's probably my vote. You know what I mean? Not too many Tibetan actors, you know. Hey, if there are some great Tibetan, I'm sure there's some great Tibetan actors, but I don't know them, you know, being in the Western world, some Tibetan actors that I can name off the top of my head. And you know what Hollywood's going to do? They're just going. Hollywood is going to try to find the best one to fit that role. And for me, I think Kim Watanabe would be a great playing a 500-year-old ancient sorcerer that's going to teach Stephen Strange to be Doctor Strange, or Sorcerer Supreme himself. So he got my vote. Now the biggest news this week, for this brother at least, was the mid-season finale of you can't even really call it season finale. Just call it a bomb-ass episode that happened on Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. While they're taking a break for the holidays. And you knew this was coming. That's the stuff with Sky. She finally met her dad, and everybody, they've been alluding to, you know, talking about they keep showing the blue alien. So we already know the blue alien is the Kree. For everybody who don't know, the Kree, if you saw Guardians of the Galaxy, the blue aliens that was running around, well, actually, Ronin is the Kree. Kree are a warrior race who's been at war with their arch rivals called the Skrulls. There's some shapeshifters, same thing. And on Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they've been alluding to that Sky and her father, or her mother, are Inhumans. Now, Inhumans are an offshoot of humanity that were created by our Kree. Now, thousands of years ago, the Kree seeded different worlds, trying to make an army of foot soldiers that they can push at the Skrulls. And one of the planets was Earth, and they created, and that's how the Inhumans were created. And the reason that this is so big and connected with the Marvel Cinematic Universe is that we know that Marvel can't use mutants because of legalities over at Fox. So they wanted to get another, introduce just more characters. And we already know what the slate of movies come out, the Inhumans are coming. And since they can't use the mutants per se, I think people born with powers and things like that are going to be Inhumans moving forward in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And so now they're connecting their TV show with the cinematic universe and introducing the Inhumans and saying that Sky. And I think with the introduction of this and that little crystal thing, I hope I'm not spoiling anybody if you haven't seen it. Sorry for that, but you need to check out the season finale, the mid-season. It's this thing called the Terrigen Mist. Now, they're the Inhumans aren't really born with powers. Some are born with powers, but most of them are exposed to this mist. And this mist awaken powers and things that's already inside of them, and it's like a catalyst for them. And I think that was the thing that exposed Kai. That was her. That was Terrigen Mist, a catalyst for whatever powers that she's going to have. As far as the Inhumans and who they are, you got Black Bolt, you got Medusa, you got Gorgon, you got Triton, you got Crystal, and the Inhumans are really tied to the Fantastic Four. But again, Fantastic Four is another asset that Marvel Cinematic Universe can't touch, and so you won't be seeing any crossovers, because at one time, Crystal, who's the younger sister of the Queen of the Inhumans, Medusa, was in a romantic relationship with Johnny Storm of the Fantastic Four. So you won't get any of that storyline. They're actually just going to plow ahead, and I can't wait to see them introduce who is going to be Black Bolt and in the Inhumans. You know, Black Bolt is actually the king of all the Inhumans, and he's actually one of the inner circle of the most powerful dudes in the Marvel Cinematic Universe on Earth. You know, you got like the cabal of Tony Stark, Black Panther, Dr. Doom, Professor X, Namor, and Black Bolt. You know, and you know, it's cool seeing them tie in the TV Marvel things with what's going on and in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and they go vice versa. And I think they're doing a great job. And what happened on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I really was digging, and I can't wait to see what they're gonna be doing coming up in the upcoming movies. I can't wait to see what Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. when they come back after the holiday break. I'm really excited because I'm a hella fan. Anyway, that's it for y'all. This your boy Valentine, Fanatic Shinobiden. Peace.